You know, every time that I'm honest about today's state of affairs, if you will, and today's climate in regards to relationships and men really being checked out and done with women and focusing on self elevation and self preservation and evolving and growing and maturing and having boundaries and standards and self respect. Every time that I'm honest about those things, a lot of women may write me off and say, no, that's not true. She's just pandering. She's just trying to make these men feel more important than they really are. And every time I turn around, I'm seeing more and more women that I don't know, that I'm sure don't know me, echoing the same sentiments that I have been saying for a decade now. So clearly, I'm not just lying and stroking the egos of men. Clearly, I'm not just trying to beat women down and make you all feel horrible and bad. I'm actually trying to help by spreading the word, the truth, putting you all up on game and having you all on high alert because winter is here. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is real life. And see, I don't know if a lot of you all, women in particular, are really privy to the fact that I too am a woman, right? So I know what you all are saying behind the scenes. I know what you all are thinking behind the scenes. I know what you all are secretly desiring behind the scenes. See, you can fake for social media. You can pretend for TikTok. But in reality, off the internet, off the quote unquote record, yeah, I know that you all are struggling. I know that you all are suffering. I know that you all are strongly desiring the love, support, companionship from a man. And with today's climate being what it is, it's only intensifying and getting worse. You all are having to really come to terms with reality and the world that you all have created for yourselves. Because let's be honest, you all, a lot of these men being checked out and done is due to the ways and actions, the treatment, the lifestyle of the women. The women were out here feeling like they were big and bad and bold and they didn't need nobody. And it was cool to live life how they wanted to live on their own terms. Does not matter who they hurt or affect in the process. It was the women being selfish. Yeah, entitled, greedy. Now y'all are needy, needing help, needing handouts, needing a man to properly love you, guide you. And they're nowhere to be found. You know why? Because too much damage was done. So no, ladies, this is not me pandering to the men. This is me being brutally honest. Because the women who are out in the field, they're even saying these same things. See, I'm happily married. And even as a happily married woman myself, I myself am seeing the climate. And so if I can see it, I know damn well a lot of these single women who again are out in the field, they're seeing it. They're experiencing it up close and personally. And what breaks my heart is even the quote unquote good ones are having to suffer the consequences of the majority's actions of being strong, independent, entitled, broke, needy, greedy, selfish. I'm trying to watch my language. We just gonna call y'all hyenas, okay? So yeah, I need you all to really wake up so y'all can see what's going on before it gets worse. And unfortunately, in my humble opinion, it may just get worse because the men are checked out and done. Now, shout out to Destro Reborn. I was sent this clip over from him, and I want to break it down because, like I said, you all, it's a lot of women out there having to be honest, having to be forthcoming about what's going on. They're not going to pretend like they are not seeing what they are seeing. It's happening in real time, and we got to get into it. But y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe, and let's break this down.
Last year, I saw so many Black women try to solve a problem in dating by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men were not signing up. They would be selling tickets to speed dating, and they would always end up with men's tickets on sale. Always, because they weren't buying any. Just the other day, a big account that I follow for Black creatives did like this cute Cupid thing where they were like, hey, send us a profile about yourself and we would love to post it and like play matchmaker. Sounds like a cute idea, right? Not one single man sent their profile in. And mind you, this is an account that has well over 100,000 followers. It's just time to stop. It's time to stop. They have made it very loud and clear that they do not want to try. They don't want to approach. No matter how you curate different activities to get them interested, they're not. And I'm not saying that men who seriously want to date don't exist, but I think on a large scale in major cities, the dating events, all these creative ways that we're trying to get them interested, they're not there. I don't think that these men are tapped into social media. I really don't. I think that they are locked in on their hobbies and in communities that matter to them.
Now, I have to say something, but she did speak a lot of truth. And again, she is somebody who is witnessing this because maybe she's a single woman and she's looking for her special someone, right? So she's able to bear witness to the fact that the men are not showing up. The men don't care. The men are done. You know what I mean? They are focusing on themselves and their hobbies and their own lives. And unfortunately, their lives are not revolving around women. It's not including women. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to correct something. She said men are not trying, right? Or something along those lines. And I have to dive deeper into that because the part that I feel like she's missing out on is the fact that the men have been trying. Right? This is not a thing of men just being selfish and checked out and done overnight. No, this has been years in the making of women taking advantage, of women taken for granted, of women not being appreciative, of women not reciprocating. You know what I mean? So let's not pretend like, again, these women have not contributed to their downfall, to men not caring. Because the men have cared for a very long time. Oftentimes I hear my brothers say, men were in love and women were in business. And y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Get the likes up, y'all. Some real talk, okay? But hear me out. A lot of my brothers have come to my platform saying, well, we were actually in love. The women were in business. What do they mean by that? Well, my interpretation is the men were actually coming into relationships open-armed, open-hearted, fully invested, guards down, ready and willing to risk it all, literally. Because again, I'm in love and I'm thinking that this woman is in love with me back. I'm thinking that this woman is going to invest the same amount of time, love, energy, devotion, commitment, maybe even money into our foundation, into each other like I'm doing for her. Because again, I love her. I care about her. But was that the reality? No. A lot of the men for years, again, this did not happen overnight. A lot of the men for years had to witness a lot of women completely stripping them of everything that they have worked hard to build. After granting these women access due to what? Love and ultimately trust. A lot of the men have not only put their love into these women, but their trust. And it was detrimental. It backfired horribly. So after going through that for so many decades, it's like, you know what? Enough is enough. Now we're in a climate to where men of all ages, all races, all backgrounds, especially here in America, are just like, no, I'm good. Women are something used for recreational purposes at best. because I'm tired, right? So let's not make it seem like men are just checked out and done for no reason and they just don't care, right? And they've never tried. No, they've been trying. And each and every time a woman reveals, yeah, I really don't care about you like that. I was only here for what you could do for me and not for who you are, not for what I can pour back into you. No, it's not about that. How can I take advantage of you? And of course, that does not apply to all women. Shout out to the solid women, but it was way too many of them out there that it did apply to the point of which a lot of men don't even feel like wasting their time trying to figure out, is she a good apple or a bad one? I'd rather just not even deal with apples. I'll deal with oranges. What are oranges? My hobbies, my career, myself. And every now and again, I'll, take an apple. That's where we are. And again, y'all get the likes up. It's real talk. Y'all know it. So, ladies, let's not gaslight and pretend like, oh, the men don't want to try. The men, they don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. No, they did. And y'all know what's still something that is heartwarming for me? What's still very heartwarming for me as a woman that's happily married that would love for more men and women to be able to experience the love and the bliss of being in a relationship, in a marriage, to where you can really full-heartedly trust this person and love this person, and you all can enjoy life together and, be there for one another and pour into one another. Like, I would love for more women and men to experience that, especially men and women within my community. But what warms my heart, even though a lot of men have been done dirty, let's be honest, a lot of men have been completely wrecked, stripped of everything that they worked hard to build. And yet you still have men out there who have not given up. They haven't. They just are not going out of their ways to go and search for a woman. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of brothers are under that category. And I'm going to ask y'all right now. Put a 2 in the chat, brothers, if you are a guy that has not completely given up on the possibility of finding love and finding a good woman, everything of that sort. However, you're just not overextending yourself and you're not going above and beyond to search for it or to find it. But if it just so happens to land in your lap, great. You know what I mean? But it's not this intentional pursuit like it used to be, to where like, no, I'm stopping everything and I'm going to find my woman. I feel like a lot of men, they're still open to love. They're still open to a relationship. They're still open to family building and commitment. It's just that heavy pursuit of it is kind of dead. Put a 2 if that's you. But, on the flip side, though, it's still a lot of men out there that's just like, you know what? No, I'm really not. I'm actually good. I'm actually cool by myself. I don't need all of that. And even the guys out there who may have placed the 2 in the chat, they feel that way as well, which is why they're not in this heavy pursuit of finding love. A lot of them are at peace by themselves. They're kind of good. They like the freedom and the luxury of being able to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it. They like that. However, they're still open to the idea, but nonetheless, they are pretty comfortable. And that's very bad for women today. The amount of men out there that are comfortable with being alone is mind-boggling. It really is. And I don't feel like a lot of women are really taking heed to that. I think that y'all are beginning to, because now y'all are really seeing that these men are not playing games. Like, damn, like the men really didn't show up? No, they didn't. And what's scary for y'all is they probably never will. But let's continue. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe.
So there are still men out there for you ladies to get. They have, it seems, given up on women after the Me Too movement, the feminist movement, I guess accusing men of all kind of things such as the R word, trying to use men for their money and for lunches instead of genuinely liking men. trying to obtain a high quality man or provider type man without, I guess, giving back and doing things to be able to get that type of man. So the men have just said that they're there, but they're tired and they're focusing on themselves.
Yep.
They're going to the gym, they're working, they're saving up their money for themselves, and they're not going to be conned into dates and lunches and things like that for you all if it's not appreciated.
And she's right. You know what I mean? And are we seeing the pattern? The pattern is a lot of women are starting to take notice of the fact that men are not really showing up. Men are really cool and comfortable with just doing their own thing. You know, like she said, they're working out, they're focusing on their hobbies, they're focusing on their careers. Like, they're really engulfing themselves in themselves, you know, and that should be something that's very alarming for a lot of women. But what did she also say? She essentially said what I said earlier. Y'all did it to yourselves. A lot of women have created a lot of these very circumstances and environments that they complain about. Y'all had the Me Too movement to where a lot of women, I'm gonna be honest about it, they were lying going in, looking for a quick come up, looking for a bag, looking for sympathy, you know, looking for a viral moment, you name it. So now the men are like, you know what? To avoid being accused of something that I did not do, let me just not even bother. Let me not give her a compliment. Let me not flirt with her. Let me not approach her. A lot of y'all are complaining about that even today. So where, oh, why don't the men approach us anymore? Why aren't the men pursuing us anymore? Well, because when they did, you said that they were harassing you. Also, again, what happens to the 4B movement? You know, winter is here, you all. So with the men being in this mode of not caring, not really focusing on women and things of that sort, a lot of women are really feeling the effects of that. And I don't think that y'all can really handle what you all have truly asked for. Because believe it or not, ladies, y'all did ask for this. Y'all told men to leave y'all alone. They did. Y'all said the men were creeps. They said, okay, well, to avoid being called a creep, I'll just creep over here by myself. You know, like, y'all did all of this. You know, y'all said that y'all didn't want to deal with the average man. Now here y'all are coming to terms with the idea of, hey, a lot of the average men are doing a lot better than me because I'm below average with my circumstances, with my state of being, with my living arrangements, so on and so forth. Like, for crying out loud, you all, and we had other dope discussions about this, but the women today are begging to go 50-50. That's how real outside it is. That's how cold it is outside, you know? And so now y'all are like, well, yeah, I would take an average man because at least he would give me some help. At least he would be able to love me because it's in my nature as a woman, like I said, to have companionship, a provider, a protector, a lover. Like, that kicks in full throttle. And it's only going to get worse. As prices continue to, you know, inflate, as the pay continues to decrease, that's going to get worse. Y'all's female nature is going to kick in like nobody's business. Looking for the very type of men that you rejected not too long ago. They're going to be your priority. They're going to be your preference. The very men that y'all say, oh, no, you're not tall enough. You don't make enough. You don't look good enough. Y'all going to be begging for them. And it's already happening in real time. But again, whose fault is this? Fellas, y'all have these women in a frenzy. Y'all have these women really shaking in their boots. And rightfully so. As y'all's little big sister, I want to congratulate you and say salute. Salute to y'all for having boundaries. Salute to y'all for having standards. Salute to y'all for having self-discipline. Because with you all doing this, it is making these women have to show and prove themselves and their work to you before you start letting them in. We need that. We needed women to really see just how much you all were needed. We needed these women to see just how greatly impacted in a negative way their lives would be without you. So job well done. Keep up that good work. And hopefully by you all having your standards, having your boundaries, having your self-respect, having that self-discipline, you will be able to not only attract great quality women into your life, but accept them into your life as well, because you're going to know the difference. You're going to see the difference in her. So I think all across the board, this is a great thing. And yeah, ladies, y'all have been warned for years. What did y'all think was really going to happen? Did you really think that I was pandering and lying? Did you really think that I was just saying these things just because? No, I saw the writing on the wall. I saw what was happening. And now here y'all are right now today, feeling the effects. And I can't help but to say, I told you so. Anyway, y'all let me know y'all's thoughts, opinions, and feedback about this in the comment section down below. Fellas, once again, let me know. Are you still open for love, or are you completely done? I don't know. But I would love to get you all's feedback on that, and also tell us why or why not. And also tell the ladies out there what they could possibly do better to maybe qualify for you. You know what I mean? Let them know, because clearly they're open-minded now. They want to gain the understanding now. And ladies, I got to say this before I wrap this up. A lot of the men could be very skeptical about dealing with you, because in their minds, it's like, do they really care, or do they just need help? Are they just desperate at this point? You know? So like the video, share the video, subscribe. I'm going to see y'all in the next dope discussion. Much love and peace to my crown heads.